On a breezy day, it is fun to make a recycled Milk Jug Wind Sock craft. The fabric and ribbon scraps blow in the wind and are so festive. Run with the jug in your hand or hang it up to see it flutter in the breeze. The supply list will be found at the end of the post. We'll start by getting our milk jug ready, and we're going to cut the bottom edge off. If you'd like, you can draw a line on here with a marker. I'm going to just cut as straight as I can around the edge. Next, I'm going to use my hole punch, and I'm going to punch holes all the way around the edge of the jug, and this is where I'm going to put my ribbons or my strips of fabric. So this is a great way to use up some little fabric scraps that you might have in your stash, or ask a friend if they have some. We're going to cut some strips of this fabric that are going to go through those holes. I'm making them about 1 inch wide, and I'm not measuring how wide. I'm just going to cut them as best I can. It's fun if you have a variety of colors. So if I cut all the way across the edge, make some nice long strips that we can use. I don't even know where I got a lot of these fabrics. Just have been collecting them over the years. Okay, so I cut quite a few strips and chose a few ribbons and things as well to put on my milk jug, and boy, does my house have enough wind for this. It's been so windy for actually weeks where I live. That's what made me think of a windsock of some sort. So we're going to tie our ribbons and our fabric through these holes. I'm going to start with my ribbons and put a couple on each side. I'm going to fold it in half and stick the end through one of the holes and make a loop, and then pull the other ends of the ribbon through the loop and attach it that way. I'm just going to make sure I have a couple ribbons on each side. They're all different lengths. I haven't really measured anything or made sure they're all the same or anything. We'll trim some off when we're done. Very easy to do. Again, just fold them in half, put the folded end through a hole, make a loop, and pull the other two ends through the loop and pull it tight. I don't know how many ribbons I have, so again, I'm going to try to put a couple on each side of the jug. This ribbon from one of my daughter's weddings. This is a big ribbon. I think it'll work. Yeah, it will. Okay, now I know I have a couple ribbons on each side. I'm just going to fill in the rest of the holes with the fabric of various colors and sizes. I was thinking about putting some pony beads on the bottom of these, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think it'd be a little bit hard for kids to put them through and get them to come up on the fabric. So I think I'm going to scrap that idea because it's so colorful anyway. But you could put beads on these if you wanted. And they're all different lengths. I'm not going to clip them off. I'm just going to let them be different lengths. So that's the way it is with crafts. Sometimes we switch gears a little bit. And I'm going to make a sunshine on here. And over here, I think I'm going to put a nighttime moon. Now these can be used just as they are, just with the handle, and go outside in the wind and play with them. Or you can hang them by poking a hole through the top of the container on both sides. And you could use fish wire, a string of any sort that you have. So I'm going to take some string and I'm going to go in through this hole catch it and bring it up through the top. I'm going to take the other end. I'm going to go through the other hole on the other side. I'm going to go up, catch it, and bring it up through the top. And I'll put the lid on. And there I have the string that comes up from the top. And I'm going to put it through a fishing line swivel so that when it blows in the wind, it'll circle around and not get all tangled. So I'm going to put the ends through the swivel, and I'm going to just tie these off, and I may change the length depending on where I decide to hang this up outside. Okay, so there's a way to hang it, or I could just use the handle and go outside and run around and let the ends flow in the wind. It's been fun to make a festive Milk Jug Wind Sock craft. For more great craft ideas, come on over to welcometananas.com and join the fun. Hey, to make a recycled Milk Jug Wind Sock, you're going to need some fabric scraps. It's a great time to go get some out of your stash. You'll be cutting these into 1-inch strips. You can also use ribbons instead if you'd like to. That's very pretty, but that's optional. We'll be recycling a milk jug. This is actually an orange juice jug, so you can use any size, but plastic is nice since it's going to be outside. You'll need a good scissors to cut your fabric with, and a hole punch to punch holes in your milk jug. I hung my milk jug with some string and used a fishing swivel, which is a little clip and it will spin without tangling your string. And I brought some beads out. I did not personally end up using them, but you could put them on the end of your fabric strips if you want. I almost forgot, I used some permanent magic markers to color on my milk jug at the very end. And I think that's all you're going to need.